will call to order the special meeting dated Monday, September 10th, 2010 at 6 p.m. Captain, you take the floor, please.
Trustee Lynam?
Here.
Trustee Sell?
Here.
Trustee Wood? Here. Trustee Hall?
Here.
Trustee Mahoney? Trustee Andreessen?
Here.
President Miller?
Here, Trustee Mahoney is out of town on business. I will join in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. That takes us to our first item, which is public comment on agenda items only. Do we have anybody that would like to speak on anything on the agenda? Seeing none, I'm going to ask that we have a motion to move a public comment. The next item over.
So moved. Second.
Thank you.
Trustee Lynam?
Yes.
Trustee Sell?
Yes.
Trustee Wood? Yes. Trustee Hall?
Yes.
Trustee Andreessen?
Yes.
Very good. I understand somebody wants to address something that is not on the agenda. If you would state your name and address, please.
Yes, my name is Dwight Litsky. I live at 208 2nd Street in East Dundee. I've lived there for 42 years. So I've kind of a history going back in the town here. I remember when one East Main was a garage. They serviced my Simca there. That was back in 1971. Then Ferrucci Photo was there for a long time. And we've had a Christian bookstore there. We've had antique stores. Now, that is a struggling property in terms of being able to keep a tenant in there and keep it going. The building does have some issues that go with it. But I think that we can do something much more visionary with it than what is being proposed. The four-story building, which is taller than anything else in either East Dundee or West Dundee, except for the church steeples. I think we can take a. I would not have known about this going in there, or the proposal that was coming before you from Mr. Villatieri, unless I had gone to the barber shop. We have two young entrepreneurs who had rented a facility. It used to be Neil's Barber Shop, and they had an opportunity to buy the property from the Brashes and move their business and have fix the building up and put it back to good use. Well, now they'll be in the shadow of, with this proposal, they'll be in the shadow of a building. They won't have traffic going by it. So I'm very concerned about their investment in the community, their desire to keep a business in the community as well. So I look at, having been in the community for 42 years, I remember the buildings along Main Street in Carpentersville. There was an old pottery, there was a family-owned pottery business there. So I saw how what kind of desperate shape those buildings were. And then there was a furniture refinishing place, and it was divided up into just little things. And so the question comes, do you tear someplace like that down, or do you have a vision for it? And we saw that Mr. Roser had a vision for it, and has taken what used to be somewhat of an eyesore and made it into a landmark for our area. He took the Milk Specialties properties, which had fallen into some disrepair and had various renters and so forth in there. He tore down part of the buildings, and then he renovated the other buildings. I think that we can take a lead from that kind of vision here in this community. The Hartel building is the landmark. It is an old building like our village hall, like a 1906 house that I live in. It has character. Certainly it has problems. I know about problems in old buildings. But I think that we would do well to do something besides what was suggested there. We have the Hager property that needs to be redeveloped. We have the truck depot back between on 3rd Street that needs to be redeveloped. You know, so we need to, and the other part of it is the building is not anywhere near any of the style that we have in our community right now. And I want to commend you for the encouragement of people to redo buildings and to keep a character in them that shows the age. For example, your establishment in Mr. Lau, you took an old factory building, or Mr. Miller, you took an old factory building, and it's a very positive part of our community now in terms of the design and so forth. We're seeing the same thing happen to the property that's adjacent to the bike trail, where the Dundee Lumber Company that was a great hangout for me because I needed lots of materials for my old house. It had become an eyesore and tiresome, and yet we have a facility that echoes the design of the properties that we have in the community. Now, in the newspaper comments, there was, I especially want to commend you for saying we need a traffic study, because Water Street is a major thoroughfare for our community and for Carpentersville. You know, that there were only 40 names on the petition simply means that the community doesn't know about it. I kind of glanced over the article that was in the paper until I had gone to the barbershop. And the young woman who ran the barbershop said, "Hey, would you sign our petition?" Well, absolutely, I'd sign your petition. And if need be, I can go door to door through the Old Town area and get those petitions signed. Right now, it's very hazardous to turn at the Dairy Queen. That area needs to be reconfigured. We'll have beer trucks parking double. We've got diagonal parking with tall vehicles, and if you have a small vehicle like I own, you can't see past them. You can't see them backing up. And to add additional traffic to that area would be very, very bad. I try to avoid that downtown area as much as I can because of the traffic and cars backing out and so forth. So I really, I understand that you've made some motion towards the gaining further information from Mr. Billiteri about his project and so forth. But I would urge you to reconsider that in keeping with the character of our downtown. There are other buildings that could be renovated and used for something like that, but definitely not 4 stories high. It's just not in keeping with the character. So thank you for listening, and I'm going to keep my eyes on the paper. I appreciate you helping with that. And we'll also need to be following up with your minutes to see where you're going with that, because that is one of the gateways to our community. There are things that could be done with our main street that would make our town more inviting. And just, you know, I'd be happy to sit down with you and do some brainstorming on that. I'm sure Mr. Roser would have some good ideas. He has done a good job with what he's done. I think of the Angle Club where my son worked years ago, and it's a far cry from what it was. It is much improved building. So, you know, we need to keep that kind of vision for our community going. Yes, we need to move forward, and obviously some buildings will need to be replaced, but it needs to be done tastefully in keeping with the style of the village. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, that moves us on to our consent agenda. We have a number of items on here. Does any trustee want to add or remove anything on the consent agenda?
Not move item A, because I would like to add some flesh out the minutes of the whole meeting a little bit. So I think there's a lot of stuff that was discussed that didn't find its way to the minutes. And unlike last time, I'll definitely have it done within a week this time.
Okay, do you want to make a motion on B through I then?
Yeah, I make a motion that we, do I read each one?
The items have to be read aloud before the
Shake, check, and so.
All right. So the names are items D through I with these motions to, approve the ordinance regarding the expiration dates of various developments. This is just housekeeping. I mean, what do we, because I mean, there's nothing in it that you can look into in the agenda, so,
You take it off.
okay, I mean, these dates are, 10, 12 years old, so I was wondering.
What happens is we get to, trying to think how to put this. It's just simply amending the expiration date of the text.
Oh, that's
all.
All right. I didn't know that it was.
It's going to resolve it, so I think that we do the 24th year, which is allowable, which is going to be significant.
No, it's just, I didn't know these were.
They're all the same.
Different.
They're all the same in different
Got it.
districts. Okay. So the consent agenda with items B through I, do we have a motion?
Yes, there's a motion with no second.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you.
We have to read them all.
Yes. Okay. Motion to approve the regular village board meeting minutes dated August 20th, 2018. C, motion to approve an ordinance of the Village of East Dundee, Cook and Kane Counties, Illinois, regarding the expiration date of the Prairie Lakes redevelopment plan and project, amending ordinance number 00-22 adopted October 2nd, 2000. D, motion to approve an ordinance of the Village of East Dundee, Cook and Kane Counties, Illinois, regarding the expiration date of the Route 25 redevelopment plan and project, amending ordinance number 0640 adopted September 18, 2006. E, motion to approve an ordinance of the Village of East Dundee, Cook and Kane Counties, Illinois, regarding the expiration date of the downtown redevelopment plan and project, amending ordinance 0834 adopted June 16, 2008. F, motion to approve the ordinance of the Village of East Dundee, Cook and Kane Counties, Illinois, regarding the expiration date of the Christina Drive redevelopment plan and project, amending ordinance number 1024 adopted May 17, 2010. G, motion to approve an ordinance of the Village of East Dundee, Cook and Kane Counties, Illinois, regarding the expiration date of the Route 68 West redevelopment plan and project, amending ordinance number 1136 adopted August 1st, 2011. H, motion to approve an ordinance of the Village of East Dundee, Cook and Kane Counties, Illinois, regarding the expiration date of the Route 25 South redevelopment plan and project, amending ordinance number 1264 adopted August 20th, 2012. And finally, I, motion to approve an ordinance of the Village of East Dundee, Cook and Kane Counties, Illinois, regarding the expiration date of the Cook County redevelopment plan and project, amending ordinance number 1267 adopted August 20th, 2012.
Very good. All right, so we have a motion and a second on the floor. Catherine?
Trustee Lineham?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Trustee Wood? Yes. Trustee Hall?
Yes.
Trustee Andreessen?
Yes.
Okay, and now we need a motion to table item A.
I'll make a motion. I make a motion to table item.
Trustee Lineham?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Trustee Wood? Yes. Trustee Hall?
Yes.
Trustee Andreessen?
Yes.
Okay, we have no old business, we will move on to new business. First item on the agenda is the uncommon pallet liquor license refund request. You have the information in your packet on that. Basically, the business was sold, the new business did pay, and the old business is wondering if we could prorate their payment. In other words, refund some because
That was A.
that was a,
We're tabling it?
we're down to new business, sorry.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I mean, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't.
We don't have, as part of our ordinance, we don't have anything directing us to do that, but I think we should. If you've only got 2 months into a year lease or license rather, I don't see there's any problem
I don't know.
refunding back the unused portion.
Good.
How much money are we talking?
So it's about so it would be 1/6 of that, I think, that they would be on the hook for, and then we would refund the 5/6.
Yeah, I think we should. I mean, you have the new business owner that's actually paying for their liquor license.
Now, the new business owner, because they came in September as opposed to June, did they pay a prorated amount?
They didn't because it's quarterly
It
based.
was quarterly, okay.
So if you were consistent, you would do this refund on a quarterly basis. To get technically,
So with this result, then
it would be $750 refund.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Do we want to put together legislation to this effect for the future?
That's my recommendation.
I agree.
Great.
Yeah, agreed.
All right. Catherine?
Trustee, you want?
Do we actually have a motion?
Oh,
no,
sorry,
we
we did a
don't.
motion on this, I'm
You
sorry.
don't make a motion.
I make a motion that we issue a refund to the uncommon ballots based on a quarterly prorated basis.
Good second, thank you.
All, there's all in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Any against?
We'll make it a Nichols. Make it harder for him to carry out of the room.
Should have brought coffee.
How's Liz's hip?
She's still in bed.
Yeah.
Isn't really supposed to go down the stairs, but she does.
We'll just have to wait on her hand and foot.
She thought she'd be conquering the world by today.
Did you get a little bell for you?
Oh,
All right.
I had to turn the volume down.
Good job. All right, good. That takes us on to item B. If we have a motion on this, please.
I'll make a motion to approve an ordinance of the Village of East Dundee, Cook, and Kane County, Illinois, amending the number of Class E liquor licenses and migrate restaurant.
Very good. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion on this?
Amending the number is only adding one, correct?
Correct. We have the new owners, and you want to introduce yourself?
Hello.
I'm Eddie Pluvios. It's my wife Shayna Pluvios.
Very good.
Did I make it?
You know the expected opening date?
Hopefully by the end of November, early
Okay.
December.
You're still working on menus and things?
Yes, I'm finalizing that pretty soon.
So hopefully by Dickens and Dundee, maybe?
I'm sorry?
Dickens and Dundee are event here in the village.
Usually the first weekend of December.
November 30th.
We get a lot of walking traffic that
Okay.
weekend,
Yeah.
so if we can get it on that schedule, that would be good.
Okay.
Good. All right. Well, we have a motion and a second on the floor. Catherine?
Trustee Lynn?
Yes.
Trustee Stella?
Yes.
Trustee Wood? Yes. Trustee Hall?
Yeah.
Trustee Andrews?
Yes.
Very good. All set.
Congratulations, you guys.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Okay. Item C, we need a motion.
I'll make a motion to confirm and ratify the village administrator as the village's representative to the Summit Square Owners Association.
Second.
Very good. Any discussion?
Yeah.
No, no. Okay, tell me what's going there. I got a hammer. Seriously?
Oh, yeah, I want to know their qualifications. Also, then, is this expanding sort of latitude with regard to expenses, incurring expenses that you don't already get? Good. Then I'm great.
Catherine?
Trustee Lynn?
Yes.
Trustee Stella?
Yes.
Trustee Wood?
Yes.
Trustee Hall?
Yeah.
Trustee Andrews?
Yes.
Very good. Just so anybody in the audience is aware, you don't need to stick around for the rest of the meeting.
Okay.
You're not gonna-
Well, you guys can get up fast enough.
you're not gonna let us say that.
Thank you very much.
Feels rude to leave early.
I didn't say you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
All right, motion on item D, please.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution of the Village of East Dundee, Cook, and Kane County, Illinois, approving a pre-construction activities license agreement with Summit School Apartments 811 East Main Street.
Second.
Okay, discussion on this, you all understand what this is?
Yeah, I made one small comment to council about section 3.1, just to tweak some language a little bit.
Okay.
So I guess, I don't know if Jeff has to amend his motion.
Yeah, we will, well, we haven't,
It's actually for the next agenda item, so when we do the
Oh.
motion for,
I apologize.
we can just approve that.
Okay. Very good.
This one is.
Catherine?
pre-construction licensing activities, is this just giving,
It's allowing them to work on things prior to their closing. And so they're gonna put in fencing, take down fencing, shrubbery, get the site prepped.
yeah.
Because the closing is
a lot.
we're
This
in
is not correct.
process.
It's not the building.
Correct.
The closing is a couple weeks away, so we want to get started on the pre-construction.
No, I was just thinking that, I was mixing it up with the township usage of
No,
village
nothing to do with
apartments, so.
it. Okay, yes, ma'am.
Trustee Lemon?
No.
Trustee Sel?
Yes.
Trustee Wood?
Yes.
Trustee Hall?
Yes.
Trustee Andreessen?
Yes.
Okay, I need a motion on item B, please.
I'll make a motion to approve an ordinance authorizing the First Amendment to develop an agreement by and between the Village of East Dundee, Cook and King Counties, Illinois, and 811 Main Street Apartments LLC.
Discussion on this?
Yeah, since we've got this, before we go ahead and vote on it, is there any way that we can impose or urge the developers to upgrade the materials that they plan to use for the building, specifically the siding? I mean, vinyl siding is going to ensure that this project is going to look like what is causing me to vote against it, if that makes any sense. If they were to go with the cement board clapboard, it's going to last a lot longer, it's going to be a whole lot sturdier, it's going to look a lot better. The difference in the cost between the vinyl and the cement board is about, is about 20% more. That doesn't seem to be a game changer, and it's certainly not going to be a deal breaker of any sort. So,
Well, you'd have to know what the total number of the cost was, and 20% on top of that, and I don't know what that
the
number is.
cost of just the vinyl siding.
So the question is, can we ask for, or can we,
Or if we had to, or if we wanted to ensure that, would we have to do that before voting on this motion?
It would have been better
Yes,
under
it
the
would.
variances, because I did talk to them about it. They said, of course, it's cost prohibitive. And if you put it into this agreement, they're probably just gonna say, okay, we'll rent a construction trailer and we won't use your classrooms. So they also have to sign this agreement. And they'll probably say, well, okay, we'll just get a construction trailer. Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't.
It's not the
but-
right agreement to put.
No, I get it, I
building
get it.
materials
And
in.
so what I'm asking is,
But
if
you
putting
can
that
try.
sort of request, would it make sense before or after this?
Hey Jeff, the time to bring that up probably would have been when we approved the development.
Yeah, I suppose, but I wasn't.
I mean, all this is saying is
I'm
you
not
use
in favor of it
construction
now, but
costs.
what I'm saying is that, if we're going to have to accept what I believe to be a lousy use of this property, or the wrong use of it, we might as well get the most out of it. And since P&Z saw fit not to even ask about it, and I'm not blaming them, nor did this board at the time, it's better that we at least bring it up before we jump off that bridge.
My concern is that this is untimely. I mean,
Okay.
the fact is, we probably should have brought it up long ago. And, at this point, I mean, it's kind of cat's out of the, whatever the cat is kind of but I mean, this is literally just about using.
No, I get that, they're not related, I just wanted to know if it made any sense to do it, so.
And Trustee Andreessen mentioned on the last agenda item that he had a couple of small requested changes to section 3.1 to make clear that neither party will reimburse the other for the cost of any improvements to the space if this, upon termination. So if that's okay with trustees Lanham and Wood, who made the second motion that we incorporated in the approval.
Yeah, that's fine.
good. Anything else? Catherine?
Trustee Lemon?
No,
Trustee Sel?
Yes.
Trustee Wood?
Yes.
Trustee Hall?
Yeah.
Trustee Andreessen?
Yes.
All right, that takes us on to our Chamber Community Service Award. Do you have anything to say on this?
I did include a memo in your packet with the past recipients. Just for the purposes of discussion, we did recommend
It seems
two
to go out.
individuals, but obviously that was just a suggestion. We have to questions of anybody else?
So what I would suggest is, we need to get moving on this somewhat quickly. I would suggest that any trustee that has any suggestions for volunteers for the service award, if you have anything in the next week or so, can you get that to Jennifer, please? And then we can incorporate your ideas. I'm fine with the suggestion that you have, but I mean,
Actually, I am too.
I might be overlooking something, so.
I
You okay with that?
I think it's.
All right, so let's try and make that fairly quick so that we can get going with this. All right? Very good. You have your financial reports. I have no report. We have the new owner, or newer, I guess, owner of Dairy Queen here with us. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm just gonna introduce myself to you guys. I know I know some of you, but not all of you. But I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Mike Gutierrez, and my family has been working, or I've been working at the Dundee Dairy Queen since 1990. So this is my 29th season working down there at the DQ. I've employed some of your children at the DQ over the last few years, and in 2000, when Tom McNamee took over the Dairy Queen, I was one of his partners that signed on to do that as well. And I don't need to bore you with all the details of what's happened over the last 8 years since he's passed away, but this is the very first season that I'm all on my own down there. I have no partners. I bought the property there. I bought the Dairy Queen there. I also own the Algonquin location and all that good stuff. And just real briefly, I just wanted to put a face, because I'm pretty sure my wife is a governmental affairs attorney, and she is going to be emailing you all some information, just some of the concerns that we have that go along with this gentleman here in regards to the Water Street project that is proposed down there and how that affects the Dairy Queen. I know that, and the surrounding other businesses in the area there. So I just wanted to put a face with emails that she may fire off to you. She was going to come today, but she's in Washington, D.C. meeting with those guys. Or, maybe a little bit, not as fun to meet with as you guys, but I just wanted to let you know that also that we're planning on being much more involved in the community than Tom was in the past. We've already signed on to be a sponsor for your fall events that's going to be happening here in the fall. I've got everything invested in this business now. I've got 5 kids that are going to depend on it for however long I can, keep it going. Like I said, I've been here since 1990. I used to ride my bike to work every day. And I'm not planning on going anywhere anytime soon. So this is a project that's been a dream of mine for a long time. When I signed on to be partners with Tom McNamee back in the year 2000, this was always the vision, that I was going to take over the business one day. He was going to be the property owner, and I would just pay him rent, but now I'm my own property owner as well. So I know that my wife and myself have some concerns about the Water Street project that's been going on. I know that you guys know that the Dairy Queen's been there since 1953. It's been an institution in town. Like I said, I've been there for 28 years. I've employed, I don't know how many countless numbers of kids. We have 30 kids that we employ every summer. This will be the very first year that we are going to keep the Dairy Queen open almost all year round. I don't know if you guys have seen the signs on the side of the building, but it says open till Christmas. We're planning on being open until December 23rd, and then closing down for Christmas and New Year's, and then cranking things right back up again, depending on weather. If it's a blizzard outside. But we have had pretty light winters the last few years, and it makes sense to me to stay open as long as possible and be as involved. We're involved in a lot of the things that happen over in Carpentersville with the Civil War and stuff. We've always had booths and things down there, and I've talked to a couple of the other chamber members and things about selling dilly bars and things at your different events that are going around. When I first started the Dairy Queen in 1990, it seemed like we did everything all the time, and I was at all these things. And then when Tom took over, we kind of just concentrated on doing that, and now we want to try to be friendly in the neighborhood again and get everybody involved. We always do the parades and stuff and that kind of stuff. But anyways, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I want you to let you know that we do have some very serious concerns about the projected or proposed Water Street closure, just because I did I know we're going to be doing a traffic study, but I did a little total of how many of my customers that turn right out of the drive-thru then turn right onto Water Street. And it's about 55% of the people that are leaving the Dairy Queen are actually using that thoroughway when they leave. And my question is, what are they going to do? Go across the bridge to West Dundee to turn around and come back to go the other way? Because you can't get out of there going left. So I'm not against bringing improvements to Dundee, and I think, you know, if we bring more people down to that corner, that's even better for me as well. But we got to come up with some sort of solution other than shifting all the traffic down River Street, because that's going to be a mess. Especially if we're going to leave River Street the way it is right now without widening it or expanding it or doing something. But I know that I talked to Leo about quite a few different possibilities and things, and it sounds like everybody here is willing to come up with solutions to benefit, you know, some of the oldest businesses in town that are planning on being here forever and have a lot of people depending on them. So I just wanted to voice some of my concerns and let you know that if you see a bunch of stuff getting fired away on your email and flooding you, it's coming from me, and please feel free to stop by and I'll grab you an ice cream cone and we can talk about it anytime. So I just wanted to introduce myself again and say hello. So thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
We had a quick discussion before the meeting. Does anybody have an update on the duration of IDOT's plan on Route 72?
We're getting killed right now. That's
It's
for
a
sure.
mess.
Yeah. We'll find that information.
Yeah, my concern was they did a whole bunch of work, and then today they disappeared. Where did everybody go? You know, I mean, I tried to ask the people.
They went to go run up.
Yeah, sitting there walking around. I mean, I know that they say they're going to be doing nighttime road work. That's actually the worst time for us. I'm sure it's the best time for, you know, everybody else. But I just
Saturday, why are they working on Saturday?
well, they were filling all that concrete on Saturday, and then.
All right, I don't want to get too off
Yeah.
topic. We'll get you that information.
No, yeah, I just was wondering. There's got to be a construction schedule somewhere. You would think.
Okay, so again, I don't have a formal report tonight. We're on the board with the trustees. Trustee Sullivan, no report. Trustee Andreessen, Trustee Lyon.
The only report I have is to relay Mr. Patel, Amrish Patel. He is the owner of the mobile station and crispy chicken business on 25. The grand opening went with the ribbon cutting. I was there representing the village, and went very well, and I just wanted to impart his thanks to the board for the cooperation that he's received so far. Everything is really looking good there.
Good.
Actually, it's
That's a big question.
yeah, really, on that I don't know, but really takes what chicken, that's all in there, really done a great job, and the inside too is very, very well laid out, and I would think that Thornton's might want to take note.
Yeah.
Actually, so, but anyway, that's done very well. No, I didn't actually.
All right, Trustee Wood.
No, I don't have anything to add, but I do have a question. What is the status of that rebuild on Dundee?
We're at the house. I'm not sure, I have to check with Chris and see when I hear, but I'll find out.
Trustee Lyon.
No report.
Very good. Village Administrator.
I have a couple of things. If there are no objections, I don't think we'll have another meeting in September, since it's only next week, and there really isn't anything that's pressing. Any objections?
I don't know if we're having a meeting on Oktoberfest, prior to Oktoberfest.
We can do that. Yeah, specifically the little board meeting, but.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Committee meeting, we can certainly do that before.
Let's leave it at
12 and 14 October.
So, okay, I'll assume that that is canceled then?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. The chamber is having their annual awards on October 6th. This is where there's certain businesses that are nominated for certain awards, and there are a couple of East Dundee businesses on there. So there has been information that's been sent out, but if you would like to go, you can let me know. It's October 6th. And then I also wanted to announce that the Park District will be having a Palooza on October 19th. So they've asked if the village wanted to participate in any capacity. From a staff perspective, we're kind of swamped with the Oktoberfest event. This would be the Friday after Oktoberfest, October 19th. I'm also going to ask the police department, but are there any board members who would like to staff a table and hand out candy at a park district function?
I
Or you
would,
want to think about it?
I'd have to check my calendar, but I mean, I'd be willing to if I'm not otherwise committed.
Okay, okay. I'll send it out, and then you can check your calendar, and then if you want, let me know. And then one final reminder, strategic planning, since we're not going to meet, this is another reason that it's good to cancel, because we're burdened this month with lots of work ahead of us. September 28th, Friday, so only just beginning at 3 o'clock, probably till about 8:30 at night, and the following Saturday, 8:30 in the morning till 1. So please remember, we'll be sending out packets of information for you in the very near future for you to ponder over. And just don't forget, Holiday Inn in Elgin, okay?
What's the date?
September 28th and 29th. That's all I have, thank you.
Very good. Village attorney. Village engineer.
I'm sorry to report, we're going to be starting a street program this week.
More road construction, sweet.
As of construction. Contractors will start on the concrete items this week, so they'll be removing everything to turn it out on the sidewalk.
Okay. Very good. I don't see police, public works, or building here, so, or the finance director, so it's gonna be short. All right. We have no executive session either, so I ask for a motion to adjourn.
I will make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?